All right. And hello, everybody. Happy tax day. About 13 minutes ago, I finished my... I do so many people's tax returns. I always leave mine to the end, and then I'm scrambling around like crazy. Trying to get stuff done. There's a big sense of relief. Like I said, April is a very tough month. I'll never forget when I was in college, and good morning, everybody. And I had to, I went to a liberal arts college. You got to take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And I took a course on T.S. Eliot, the famous British poet. Always sour, always down at the mouth. Not much to ever really be happy about, if you're in a gloomy environment and stuff. But I remember he always said, he said that April is the cruelest month, and in so many ways he was exactly correct. Taxes, terrible shit happens right now. As I'm coming to you live today, of course, we have the historic, the famed Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, fully engulfed, probably, will be a total wreck when all is said and done, given the amount of wood in the structure. The age of the wood, the inability to properly get access to fight fire every direction you turn, you start pushing out windows, kicking in windows, you're kicking in windows 500, 600, you're kicking in history. Let me get the door. Hold on. Welcome back. Are you okay? Missy Jenn coming in. So, as I was saying, when you're trying to fight that kind of fire, every direction you turn is a national treasure. Every window that gets broken and smashed in, every bit of that can't be reproduced, can be, but it's not its original for him. And it just goes to show you, hey, JK. And it really is a sad day. It's one of those cultural landmarks. You don't have to be a Catholic. You don't have to be a Christian to realize the importance of national treasures like that. And it's almost on the scale of, you know, the White House burning or the Capitol building burning down, or one of our, of course, we don't have any comparable really great cathedrals in this country. How you doing, Sean? But, you know, it certainly is a terrifically sad day. And it's one of those things we always assume that what is will always be. And obviously, hey, Marshall, how you doing? Best to your mom. She looked wonderful in the picture that you had posted earlier. So God bless. All the best to her. She looked good. I'm glad to see you visiting her. So seeing that, seeing one of those great treasures of the world burn, and also realizing that you've stood right in there. You've been at that very plaza. All the history made famous by Hollywood, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, that great movie starring Lon Chaney as the Hunchback. I don't remember who played Esmeralda, but what a fantastic movie. I'm going to hear the bells. Yeah, the bells, the bells. What a fantastic movie. What an epically great film that really burned and seared that into the minds of people, the hot molten lead coming out of the lions' mouths. And remember, that's the way they used to have to prepare to fight off people. It's where the whole concept of sanctuary, you know, that you could have 30 days, if you could get to the church, if you could get behind the closed doors of the church, you would find sanctuary for 30 days while you figured and sorted out your life before, you know, you went to meet your prosecutors. Very, very fabled history. I remember, and it's not a day for amusement, surely, but it's a day when I can recall back in the summer of 1974, before most of you were even born, touring and going through that cathedral and waiting in line to go through. And I'll never forget in my life a hot late June day in 1974. We're lining up behind the tour guide to go in. Now, one of the things that you don't realize about Notre Dame is people were a hell of a lot shorter. I mean, a hell of a lot shorter back then. You know, something on the order of 4 foot something, something like 5'6" would be considered a very tall person. How you doing, everybody? Right? And how we went through and had to stoop down to walk through. And man, I'm not a big person, right? But it struck me how things have changed and evolved over time. But my memory was how big and grand it was, but also our tour guide. Now, I'm going to say this, if anybody's of French descent, I'm going to apologize for what I'm about to say. Okay, but at least at that time, I don't know what it's like today. In continental Europe, at least in France, two things always struck me touring over there. Number one was the fact that women did not shave their armpits, which, you know, when you're 14, 15, you're very impressionable, right? And the second thing I remember is the lack of the usage of deodorant throughout most of France. And there ain't no air conditioning in Notre Dame Cathedral, right? And I remember our tour guide taking us down a passage. He was a tall guy, kind of on the order of an Andre the Giant gone through. And following behind in his vapor trail was one of the worst fucking experiences I ever had in my life. Because, you know, you get air flowing by that's a great cavernous cathedral. Chanel 5. It ain't no Chanel 5. it's the end of the channel of sewage, you know, coming down, and we're just like, oh my God, and it's that thing 92, this, oh fuck. Yeah, how you doing, Vegas Fixin'? Hey, Callie, how are you? But what a spectacularly beautiful place. Now, of course, the tragedy is that they were very pressed, according to Missy Jenn telling me, they were already very pressed for funds to fix that cathedral. But I told her, how you doing, update? But I told her, have no fear. People around the globe will contribute mightily to rebuild and attempt to restore a magnificent structure like that. Of course, it'll never be the same, but it points up the dangers of inherent when you have old wood, faux wood is painted to look like, to imitate marble. Remember, all these craftsmen do things on a budget to the greater glory of God. But it's still a massive amount of wood in that cathedral, and probably one of the most brutal firefighting assignments that any of these people will ever have in their life, mixed with sadness and everything else. Well, whatever the hell it is, Harvey, whatever the hell it is, you know, like I say, Bev says, I'm living in West Point, shared his new job this morning. Good for you, Bev. So that's kind of my memory, such as it is, of being there and touring Notre Dame. And I'm glad I have that memory. I don't remember a terrific amount of it, but I do remember being up in the bell tower and looking at the ropes and looking way far down there. The scale of it was amazing. Hopefully there'll be enough of it. How you doing, Limo? Yeah, you can use air, water, dry. That's what I was saying, Limo. Hey, Otame, no matter which way you turned, you were going to be destroying a relic. You kick in a stained glass window that's 600 years old, whatever, because you got to get a fire hose in. I mean, it's really, really sad shit. Okay, obviously, I think they're going to find out. Hey, Brockovich, how are you? Obviously, they're going to find out probably that in the course of doing work or renovation work, somebody sparked something in there. But to know every time you put an axe through a ceiling to drop a hose in and things like that, it's absolutely, it's tragic, terrible duty. So there is one of the world's great cultural icons burning as we speak. What will the future be? Well, obviously, there will probably be a huge campaign in the future worldwide to restore that national treasure. Have no fear about that. There will be, as I told Jen, there will be many people that will contribute mightily to have that restored, but the cost of that will be phenomenal. But they do have drawings, they do have a lot of the original things to make that happen, and I hope that they can. Yeah, the French have been through a lot lately. French have been staunch allies, NATO members. They deal with all their own immigration issues, the regrets of some people that they leave in. Yeah, it was okay. Sean says it was being restored with private donations, mainly coming from the U.S. And I would suspect that they will not have any problem getting the funds to do a rebuild on that. Yeah, the heat of the fire could be felt across the river. It is tragic. It is a super, super tragic event, a tragedy for the world. Let's see, I'm working on getting my craft business up off the ground. Good for you, Bev. Glad to hear that. How are you, Vanessa? How is everybody doing today? You got your taxes in the U.S.? How you doing, Glenda? So evil. Yeah, bunch. Well, you know, it is what it is, Sean. Sean says a bunch of socialist flip-floppers, but we all get the society that we want, right? So that's the reality of it. We've just yet to face the fact that this nation is a rampant socialist nation anyway at the current time. With all the government does for so many people in this nation, we're just socialists except in name here. Oh, guys, cool, Polly. You lost your panel. Virginia did with Harvey and Sean last night. Wow. Wow. Huh? Yeah, it was hard to watch as the spires collapse. Yeah, all that stuff can be rebuilt, but it will never be like preserving the original. Oh, good, Nathan. Glad you enjoyed a little Curvella visit this morning. There you go. Okay. Now, I wanted to talk about, I couldn't fit it into the title. I should have put it in big first and foremost. I wanted to give a special thank you to Missy Jenn. Hoping she'll come over when she's done stuffing that cake in her pie hole. Just kidding, honey. For all of her help in making a very epic event on Saturday night here on the Rancho. I didn't really do much of an upload after that. I was really dog tired last night. I ran Mr. Z down to the Oakland airport and came back. It's online for a little while, just popping in and out. But I really have to thank Missy Jenn. How you doing, JC and Snow Bear? We aren't homeless anymore. Just moved to Georgia from Montana. How are you? I'm doing good. Congratulations to you. Bev, you can always send pictures to icanmakeitlikenew@gmail.com. Yes, the cake was good. Hi, Vicky. How you doing, Cindy? Cindy doll. So I want to just publicly acknowledge and thank Missy Jenn for her efforts and, you know, just ongoing for a week of preparations and cleaning. She's running the grill, barbecuing, cooking up the tri-tip, helping set up tables, put up lights. You know, I'm the one doing the video and kind of getting the glory. Yeah, we're all enjoying the event. But I really want to give a special shout out to Missy Jenn and say thank you for your incredible efforts. You really did, Jen, help everybody have a really good time at the party. I appreciated that. Doing the first day of spring break and tatty time. There you go. How you doing, Mido? Hi, Cassidy. Yeah, the party was great. My favorite part was when Happy Meal was popping into the chat and said, JK, look, no cow. Looks like he could pound nails into a wall with that head. And of course, JK No Cow was the life of the party, twerking and all that, and having a good time. How many more days till you drink? Thank you for reminding me. Tomorrow will be 42 days. Now, of course, Lent is traditionally 40 days, but this is a very long Lenten season. We're really in the Holy Week starting this week. So I'm taking it into overtime. And I'm making sure I'm taking off Monday because on Sunday night, I'm going to space girl up and get saturated, panel chat, get shit-faced with you guys, and really celebrate the fact that I pulled that off 45, whatever, 46, 47 days. Whatever it'll end up being. Thank you, Ginger. I never in a million years imagined that I would be able to stop drinking for a week, much less something on the order of 7 weeks. So I'm giving myself a little bit of a pat on the back. Now, some people noticed JK No Cow brought over a small bottle of champagne. I did have a tiny bit in the bottom of a glass. I think if people are going to toast, add a little bit of the champagne for the toast. That's good. Beverly going to be celebrating Passover on Friday night. And it's good. you know, coming up on Las Vegas is our next big event. I'm seeing Vegas Fixing out here. I don't know how things are going to work. And I want to talk about this concept of the streaming house. I don't know how things are going to tie in right now, but I do know that Missy Jenn coming off of her infusion, she has to, you know, be a little guarded around, you know, because her white blood cell, her B cells will be, white blood cells will be low. And her ability, hey, Kim, to fight off infection will be low. So we will just have to see. No matter who's down there, you know, with it, we'll meet, greet, I'll spend time. You know, whatever anybody else might be doing. I just kind of felt a little bit awkward when people say, well, you know, we're coming down because Rosie's going to be there and putting. I don't like that people spend their money on that, but I can't tell people. But it's flattering. But I just have to face the realities of, you know, what we're going to be doing down there. The party was so sad about Notre Dame Cathedral. Yes. But yeah, champers. That's why. Yeah, I'm saying, Glenda, that's it. 1 weekend game. Yeah. So, you know, people are always welcome. Yeah, no problem. Vegas Fixing. So I don't really know where things stand on that front of Las Vegas, but you know, I will be attempting to boondock between now and then. We'll be having more street streams coming up. I have more stuff to do to finish up Oakland. I've now, you know, Oakland's almost like an endearment to me now. I know it's so well riding along to the airport. Oh, I've been there. I walked out. Yeah, I crossed over that bridge. It's pretty wild. Yeah. So I'll be seeing Vegas Fixing. I think I'm going to be seeing Kat. I don't know if Dave the Fisherman, I think he's going to be down there. Mallory getting the streaming house. I think Sue Pete. I'm just not sure. Some of your favorite stars from faraway lands, evidently, are going to be down there. So I'm not quite sure. Hey, Simon, how you doing, sweetie? Yeah, they church in my neighborhood. Thank you. Thank you, Dagan Hills. Yeah, I wish it's fun. You know, when you meet people, and I've said this a lot over the years, and I've probably met more people on YouTube than probably anybody else in our communities on here, and it's always fun. It's always a blast. There's not one meetup that I've ever regretted. There's not one meetup that's not resulted in a long-term friendship. And sure, friendships can be a little strained at times. They can be a little much on the outside, but I still appreciate and like every person that I met on my journeys. And not one of those people can I say I have a negative relationship with. Yeah, some I wish were a little better. Times being what they are on YouTube. You know, but I do have that joy of that. Let's see, we had a mini tornado. Yeah, there's all kinds of bad weather in the mid-Atlantic states. Yeah, the YouTube Rat Pack in Las Vegas. It's going to be even more ratty in January when we have the adult video awards time is down there too, and we'll be streaming from the convention center and doing all that kind of stuff. So, okay, well, Saturday's the birthday. Yeah, I'd love to meet you too, Dagan Hills. I mean, I can see Simon Simple out here. I'm going to be meeting Simon and going through the beautiful city of Cumberland, Maryland out there. So it's going to be a lot of fun. How you doing, Cheryl? Nice to see you, honey. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're having a great day. So I want to thank everybody once again for making the party very, very special here. So I've had a lot of people kind of blowing up my mail about Las Vegas, and I really don't know at this point in time, you know, where the other crew is going to be situated, because of course that information has to be kept confidential, lest you have things like police swattings and other crap that could potentially go on in there. But you know, some people, you know, you know, my thought, if you're going to have a streaming house, and I was listening a little bit coming up the road. I mean, if you have to, you know, if you have to hang a sheet up inside, a white sheet, so you don't disclose the location, you know, I don't know. Hey, Jeff T. Rowe, how you doing? Planet 13 had arrived from Las Vegas. Missy Jenn's doing good. Yeah, there we go. There we go, Vegas fiction. So I'm just not sure. You know, I mean, I don't think many people will know the end. Well, you might. I mean, you got to be careful. There's people that they screenshot everything on here, and, you know, they'll take hours going through comparing the background of where you're sitting with photographs online for Airbnb and rentals and that. So I know how that kind of stuff goes down. For me, I don't really care. It makes it the fun of it when you interact. If people get crazy and people stream snipe the house and all that kind, you know, it's okay. But I'm not in a really bad way that you know, there's not a lot of, you know, there's not that, you know, we have an intense undercurrent of, you know, real rabid back and forth. I don't know, for lack of better, anger, channeled anger going on here at the current time. So I'm just kind of glad not to be involved. So I'm looking forward to that Vegas fiction and seeing you down there. So I'm trying to think of what else for Las Vegas. I got some other messages for that. Are we gonna, you know, we're gonna be spending time with Mr. Z, and I'm gonna get to Mr. Z in a minute. But you know, he is on the clock. He does work a lot of hours, so we're very aware that his time to spend with us will be somewhat limited. So we'll still be doing things on our own and meeting up with people and having a good time. You know, I want to get a lot of pool time, just relax, chill out, and really kicks off the travel season for me. Yeah, there we go. Tom says, just watching Notre Dame live burning. Visited many times on my 2 months in New York, based in Paris. Yeah, I went and visited one time. It was a plenty awesome experience to visit something on that sort of epic scale. So we'll see what the future holds for Notre Dame. So I'm not sure who, you know, it's my experience when you're going to have a meetup, you know, the expectations are usually very high for things like streaming. And it really does take special characteristics to kind of be on a live stream. Thank you, Orange Rise. Most people on my channel have no problem with me being transgender, but I do appreciate you stating that. So, you know, if I'm giving any advice, you got to be aware that a lot of people are going to want to minimize their FaceTime on live streams and things like that. So it's one of the reasons I do a lot of solo streams and things like that. So it just is a lot easier to be out there, you know, as a solo sort of artist now doing my thing. I'll be doing my own street chooching in Vegas too. There was an epic area that Mr. Z took us to that I want to pick up right off of there. And there's a lot of cool stuff to do down there. There's a lot of sights to see. Hello, Charles. And I don't think anything down there can compare to the Tenderloin down in San Francisco. So I'm not particularly nervous, although you never know individual people and tweakers and all that stuff. I'm not particularly nervous about that, going down and doing more of Las Vegas. Now, as I was saying before, it also kicks off the travel time for me. The almost, I don't want to say continuous, but just heavy travel schedule. Yeah, you need to do the sewers in Las Vegas. Yeah, I don't know. Not the kind of thing that probably hard to get a signal down there. Probably difficult to get a, yeah, I think Stegan Hills, you know, Oakland was cool. But I want to tell you what, the Tenderloin in San Francisco was a distinct exponential level higher in fear factor being in the middle of that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit was like walking down the street. I was telling Mr. Z, it's almost like they flooded this area with gasoline fumes. And of course, the fumes of gasoline are much more flammable and explosive than gasoline itself, right? But I just thought at any time shit could get so out of hand, it'd be like lighting a match in the middle of a cloud of gasoline vapor. Shit could have gone real bad, real fast down there. And I never had that feeling except on 85th Street in Oakland. Yeah, the Tenderloin was hell on earth. I don't think I'll be, of course, in LA, I'll be in situations like that again. But I want to say again, and it's no offense to Mr. Z, it's no offense to Handsome Robert, but as a solo female going through there with a stick and with a live stream, I think you have a better chance of going through without a lot of issues than if somebody's walking with you. Then I think, especially if it's a male, they feel a little more, they feel a little more ballsy to jump into it. Okay. It's all the clothes you wear. Got to have a small junk ass backpack. Yeah, that's for sure, Jeff. I hope you're doing good, Tammy, the crew. Ray, Trent. You haven't seen anything until you see a paddy wagon scoop up all the bums on Turk. Yeah, all that kind of shit. So it's going to be very interesting. Yeah, it's too, I still think, Cassidy, I mean, you got to think about things realistically down there. I mean, the lower you go down the socioeconomic and environmental scale to a place like Tenderloin is really as low as it gets. Because if you go any lower, then you're dealing with people that are just lethargic. They're just kind of passed out. They live life in a stupor from day to day. And it's not an interesting world to bring to people, that's for sure. I mean, we saw some evidence of people on side streets just passed out, stone cold, could be dead for all I know. But I'm saying the interesting thing about that is that the level that I'm on here with these people, I think it's still manageable in terms of safety. But let's keep it real. If something happens to you, and the cops roll in there, ain't nobody going to know nothing. Ain't nobody going to see anything. Ain't nobody saw anything. So you really are on your own. Yeah, Polly, it's more territorial when you're traveling with a guy. When you're traveling with a male, it's almost like a female can pass through, get some verbal shit, but a male, that's a whole bird of a different feather. Hello, Sister Earth. Yeah, drugged up and unpredictable and all that. So there's plenty of good places that we're going to go. Don't be, I've got this undercurrent of bullshit and some people in other chats that are saying Rosie's going to go to all these terrible, it's all going to be a daily grind. If it's not, beautiful places like Monterey and Carmel and so many other wonderful sites. Yeah, it can be thuggish and ghettoish and Salinas, but there'll be a lot of good stuff. There'll be a lot of good stuff to balance that. A lot of foods, preps, cooking, van life, living the life, all that kind of stuff. I'm glad to hear that, Jeff. I'm really glad to hear that Tammy's doing well. Are you saying that I cannot go chooching with you? Simon, that's probably exactly what I'm saying, because Baltimore is probably even, I can't even dare to say this on here, but Baltimore is even a quantum leap above like the Tenderloin down there, because down in Baltimore, we had a lot of drinking in the Tenderloin. You have a lot of light drug use. You go down the streets of Baltimore, now you're talking about heroin on a massive scale. You're talking about people jacked up on crack, PC, angel, all kinds of designer shit, making a living, carving out, living down there, and they just don't plain give a fuck. If they have to waste you, big deal. The Baltimore City Police will be there when they get there. Okay? It ain't like they're going to pitch themselves into a war zone down there. So it's probably, Simon, even worse down there. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Thank you, Dina. So I'm not exactly digging. I'm not going to be stupid, just pitch myself into middle of shit. I'd rather have a streaming house, have fun. Even I have limits. We'll test out what those limits are. We hit the limit. We hit the wall on Friday. That's for damn sure. Cornell, how you doing? Nice to haven't seen you in a while. I was thinking about that. Yeah. Simon said, I was just kidding, I know, and I hope that you don't push the envelope in today's world in certain areas there in Baltimore. Yeah, it's just, you know, I think what people don't realize and what you really get drilled home to you these days is that in these inner cities, these stressed out areas like International Boulevard in Oakland, the Tenderloin District in San Francisco, downtown Baltimore, Pennsylvania Avenue, Walbrook, Cherry Hill, those shitholes down there, is that, you know, you're really on your own. You're just trusting your gut. And you know, if the shit comes down and it gets bad and you get accosted or you get knifed or you get just shot in the head because somebody's having a bad day and a little hopped up on some horse or something, you're going to get taken out. Much less creeping around at night doing the abandoned building tours in that area and that kind of stuff. There ain't no cops going to be around. No cop in his right mind wants to be patrolling around that area. Yeah. Same thing with East St. Louis. Yeah. Life has no value. Exactly right. You're not a help to them. You're a hindrance to them. You might accidentally catch a deal going down. I mean, shit, we almost caught a guy being knifed on Friday. Unfortunately, at that moment, the camera was pointed towards me, but I got it turned around quick enough. How you doing, Sue Pete? There you go. Yeah, Sue Pete, nice to see you. She said, realistically, 99% of it a major health issue. I'm looking forward to resting, getting some sun, laughing a lot, and meeting everyone. Yeah, I want you to be safe, Sue Pete. I don't want your life to be turned upside down. So just recognize the realities of you know, of a streaming house and privacy and those kind of takes a, you know, I say if you're out there and your life is already out there and for better, for worse, and live in color, then you don't really care about streaming and stuff like that. It's like my daughters told me, just don't get killed when you're out there. Oh, thank you, Bev. Yeah, the camera draws a lot of attention. This is why some of the big streamers like Ice Poseidon, they have a shoulder-mounted camera that's externally plugged into their streaming device. And then they're just looking at their phone like this, walking along. And a lot of times people don't even notice the camera that's mounted on the shoulder because it has good stabilization and everything else on it. Yeah, Dagan Hill says a guy was just knifed right here on the street by a crazy guy, no reason. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Simon. No law is going to show up unless they're completely backed up with an army of sad but true, and that's the realization I have. And even if they do show up, what do you think they're going to do for you? They're going to call for 911 for emergency medical services. They're not even going to bother. They're going to just stand on the sidewalk. Did anybody see anything? I don't know, nothing. I didn't see anything. It looked like she just knifed herself. You know, that's the reality of it. That's the big cities today. It's too dangerous for cops to even go in it. And the cops' theory, I hate to say this too, the cops' theory is that if they kill each other, good riddance. You know, if two rival drug gangs meet on Patapsco Avenue in Baltimore or Pennsylvania Avenue in Baltimore and start to have a shootout and 6 of them go down, well, that's 6 less people I have to worry about. There's a lot to that. Yeah, these guys will hit you in the back of the head in broad daylight or just come out and just punch you out. One swift kick. It wouldn't take a lot to put me down. Okay, or hustled into the back of a car. So I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. Yes, I'll spend the night in a ghetto crack house, but I ain't going to be walking the street. You know, daylight's one thing, but I better be batting down I'd rather be in a crack house or some abandoned shack somewhere than to be out walking the streets, just walking around. So that's what I say, Sue Pete. I'm really happy I'm going to get a chance to meet you in Las Vegas. That's going to be great. But just remember, the owner of the streaming house has the responsibility to make sure that everybody stays safe and that the bounds of their privacy are respected. Okay, it's not an easy thing to do. You have people together that have never been on cam before, never done themselves on videos before. Once you put it out there, given the times that we live in and the state of things like YouTube today, you know, it's incumbent on whoever's running that operation, Dave or whomever, to make sure that people are protected. How you doing, Jen? Yeah, every time someone comes up to talk to you, watch your back. So it's not all negative. I mean, there's you get to Baltimore, you get to chooch through. Hey guys, let's go up and see where Nancy Pelosi grew up in Little Italy in Baltimore. That was an interesting little field trip today. Or let's see where the Civil War began in this country. You know, let's retrace that route. Let's have some steamed crabs, right? Let's go to an Oriole game. It's all kinds of, it's not all dire BS, okay? All right. Yeah, Donna said it's sad how much the world has changed since we were all kids. My parents left the door unlocked at night. Well, we never did in Baltimore. But I can tell you what, we didn't have the raging. I mean, let's face it. Let's be realistic. What supports the ghetto economy today? Let's be real. It's drugs. Okay, it's a drug-fueled economy. It's a bigger enterprise than Ford and General Motors put together in this nation. It really, truly is probably the largest single industry is the drug industry, plus the ethical drug industry, plus the illicit drug industry. I saw John Waters around. I'd go down to the Charles Theater, see where he would premiere all of his movies, Lust in the Dust, with the Great Divine, Pink Flamingos, all those movies. And then we'd all go over to the Pink Hippo on Reed Street and have a couple of drinks. The first real legit LGBT. Well, there was no L, there was no T, there was no G. It was just the first real gay bar in Baltimore. The Hippo. If I'm able, I'm going to Uber to the Strip for some video, but that's good. And I'm going to tell you, Sue, plenty of people around to drive you around. If you're going to go to the Strip and you're going to play video poker, go to a place called Slots of Fun outside of Circus. It's the old cash-in machines. You get your best shot. You get your best payoffs, your best return on money down there. Cal Ripken Jr., how you doing, Juice? Nice to see you. Yeah, some good crap. So, then we're going to be meeting Simon in Cumberland, Maryland. Simon's able to show some of the ins and outs of a spectacularly beautiful little city set down. between the beautiful hills there in Western Maryland. There's a lot of good stuff to see. Yeah, Dungeness are good too. I'm doing good, Juice. Thank you. So, you know, I like you, Sue. You're a friend of mine. I want to just make sure everybody's protected and understands what a streaming house really is and what that's all about. Yeah, Harvey's like, I love crabs, the ones that are edible. Of course. Yeah, of course. There's a lot of good stuff to do, a lot of people to meet along the way. That's what I'm hoping is I travel and pick up steam, more and more people will be inclined to reach out and say, hey, look, you're coming through here. Let's do it. Let's do some epic streams together. Let's get together. Let's have an event. Let's see Rosie spend the night at this old mental institution here. Have a good time. Now I want to move on, reflecting on, and I'm sorry I went down a long chooch down that path. But Mr. Z, many of you got to see Mr. Z a little more up close and personal than you saw him in Las Vegas. And some of the people were surprised. Gee, I didn't know Mr. Z. You know, Mr. Z was a big party animal when we were down in Las Vegas. And it was you know, he was one of many here on the Rancho. Yeah, you better do that. I love you too, Sue. And I finished my taxes about 49 minutes ago. That was it. So you saw Mr. Z. Ginger said, Rosie, have you thought about having release sign in the stream house to protect yourself? It's not so much me, Ginger. I'm just giving a heads up for the people that are going to be in the streaming house that these type of events can really change your life. We need only look at Ice Poseidon and all the crap that comes down. I mean, once you're on video, then you're out there. And I want everybody to be able to be on and have fun. But let's not be stupid about the state of Boyd today. You know, I'm not going to get into it yet, but the last topic, the price of being a YouTube drama-free agent here, as hard as that is to carve out. Yeah, of course, people, you know, it's a good thought, Ginger. I don't, Sean, because here's the reality. Sean says, do you have an official list of attendees? I was listening to Dave yesterday. Dave's a friend of mine. And somebody said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, Rosie's going to be in Vegas down on these dates. So we're gonna kind of crash on top of that and join in the festivities down there, which is cool. You know, Vegas, you do what you want to do. So as far as Sean is official of who, I'm not sure. See, I'm not on the planning side of that. You know, at this point in time, I don't know. You know, Missy Jenn's nervous. She doesn't want to be around. You know, she's not into a lot of shenanigans and stuff like that. So do I tell her and Bobby, okay, I'm just going to cancel my reservation at the hotel where we're staying and I'll just solo down myself and be a part of the house? But then, you know, they're deprived of their fun time in Vegas. Or do we go down and then I just try to make, you know, split my time between them and what's going on at the streamer house? So it's very difficult. See you later, Dagan. So this is what I'm thinking about. Jen wouldn't care. Hey, Alpha Wolf. Jen wouldn't really care if she went or not to Las Vegas, although she does enjoy the ambiance. You know, but if she had to stay, remember, she's 2 weeks post-infusion. 11 days. So, well, you're gone as right now, but it ain't going to be, you know. So we'll just have to see. Yeah, send them to Planet 13. It'll help your stock down there. So, yeah, it's a dilemma for me because, you know, these people are friends of mine, and I know I'm going to meet them, but I don't want to disappoint anybody. with the time that I'm going to be able to spend. So I have to make a decision real quick whether to stick to the original plan, which is kind of my, I like to be with Jen, I like to be with Bobby and sort of focus on them. I want to be able to have a lot of time up at the, chilling out poolside, drinking some fruity drinks with cocktail little umbrellas in them and things. So, yeah, it's a dilemma, Ginger. It is. It is. So I have to figure that stuff out. I have to figure that stuff out. So I'm going to get a refill on my coffee real quick, and I'll be right back. Georgie. Yeah, it's going. Good. I'm glad you ate it. Don't forget there's beef up there too. Hold on, guys. Having me a banana. A banini. I'm going to put all this stuff under refrigeration, I guess, out. So I don't know what the hell to do with all this stuff. Yeah, don't forget the potato salad, Jen. Macaroni salad. Well, I'm just saying, you know, it's okay to eat all at one time. I'm glad that you couldn't tell me about that. I'm going to have some fruit today, too. Fruit today. Bless you.
Oh.
So am I. Every day I'm closer to death, baby. Woo! Huh? Oh, don't spank me. Ooh. Ow. Ooh. 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 Ow. Ooh. Ooh. It feels so good when you stop. Good thing I got a well-padded butt. Shit. What are we going to complain about? All right. How you doing, Alpha Wolf? Does this have a stain on it? I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does. I don't know. This thing is so old. Who knows? All right. Let's see. Where do we stand now? Let's get our banana break. Here, I will be having an open Trollerama tonight. It's going to be open, so just to let you know later this evening. I may or not be chooching later this afternoon. I don't know. Still kind of recovering from all this shit here. Yeah, what's happening in that kitchen? I'm getting my butt slapped. Oh, shit, we forgot the aluminum foil. Damn. Yep, like to eat apples and bananas. So you guys can kind of see the dilemma that I'm in. So I just have to figure shit out. I still have time to rejig things. Alpha Wolf, I don't have money to buy a leather chair. Honest to God. You know, it's just, I mean, I've had this for a long time, yeah, so it's comfortable to me. So there's my thoughts on Las Vegas. You know, so what I'll probably do is be splitting the time, hanging out. We got Mr. Z. Hey, Trigger Chimp, how you doing? Alpha Wolf says, don't be cheap. That's easy for you to say. Well, so let's see. So I'm really torn. That's the real dilemma. So what do you guys think? What do you like to? I like to do vintage audio stuff. I like to do metal detecting guns. Yeah, what do you think, Ginger? Yeah. How you doing, Triggered? You know, you just have to make sure people know what the expectations are. When you have a streaming house, what's that going to be? Hey, Dr. Fish. You know, like, for instance, Kat, she's a good friend of mine, but she hasn't appeared on camera for years. Is she going to really want to be on camera in a streaming house? I never met her before, but I'm saying obviously it's somebody that's been very guarded with their privacy. You've seen Vegas Fiction before. She rarely appears. She's with us and on camera. So it's, you know, there's issues of that. Sean says it's simple when are you traveling, and when is Las Vegas? Spend time with Jen if we're not going to see her for some time. Yeah, that's a good point, Sean. Yeah. How you doing, Dr. Fish? I think that's a good point. I think that's an excellent point. I do really think that my highest duty, I think you're correct. My highest duty is to make sure Missy Jenn has a good time, because the time we're together is going to be limited. And, you know, I hope she always makes this her home here. You never know about the future and what it holds for her. She may end up back in Germany. She may not. I mean, who in the heck knows? So I think that you're correct. I should probably maximize my time with Missy Jenn. So, but, you know, let's also think about this. The money that, you know, Dave's throwing down a ton of money for this thing. Sister Earth, I hope you're doing good, honey. So, yeah, you are. I like you, Sean. I wish you were able to come down to the party. You and JK NoCal could have pounded nails into a wall to see with your head to see who could do it faster. Oh, thank you, Telco. So it'll be fun. But you just have to realize with the limitations, because with us, we're kind of always on camera. Thank you, Dr. Fish. Dr. Fish lighting it up today. Thank you, Dr. Fish. You in the mirror. Hey, Andrea, how you doing, baby doll? There's Pookie Tribe. How you doing, Tribe? So, I still say that was the funniest damn comment. That was some pretty wild sex, you know. I'm experimental. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Let me show you. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to get into that. you know, her interests and mine are much different. I'm more interested in pursuits down to earth and how the masses live. I think Mallory's more interested in how the classes live. She could be like the Robin Leach of lifestyles that are rich and famous. I like to be more down where the action is. That's for sure. I got enough problem of being blocked off of RB Davies' channel, right? What do you want to bet I'm not blocked off, right? I'm going to have to hit you up for a loan, Cass. Cassidy's good for it. She's got it going on. All right, let's get on to, we'll come back to that maybe at the end. Got a little more time. Tonight, don't forget, just have a open troll-orama. Tonight, our wrenches put their wrenches down and kind of anything goes except for doxing and that kind of stuff. So the price, yeah, I'm triple blocked. I know. How you doing, Darren? Nice to see you. The price of being a drama-free agent. Well, we'll talk about that at the end. Yeah. Why don't I do my nails? You know, for one thing, I do a lot more physical labor than the average person. So, you know, I might get a nail set done watching you on your show. Thank you, Bev. I don't know. I know you do. Okay, just something called work. Yeah, I mean, I do a lot of physical. Thank you, Hiesel. But I wanted to talk about the price of being a drama-free agent. I spent some time I was coming up the road from Oakland. I saw Lori Beth was on panel with Dave, and I've known Lori Beth. I've popped into her chat quite a few times. She's really not in the drama community. She's kind of like me, kind of like a free agent that does her own. Yeah, the Spires, Notre Dame. She kind of does her own thing. It was nice. So I popped on there. And then later on, you know, I'm not ever, you know, why didn't you know, my phone was just fucking blowing up. Thank you, Alpha Wolf. Blowing up last night and this morning with text messages and Twitter DMs. And the gist of it is, you know, we saw you go over to another chat and you were talking to the enemy, quote unquote. Well, that's the price of being a drama-free agent. And this has been my operating rationale forever on here. I'm not going to go up. I know, Sister Earth. I'm not going to go up on a panel if it's a bash fest. That's not good for business. It's certainly, like Elvis says, it's not best for business. Okay, it's engaging. It draws the attention. But I'm not equipped to do that kind of thing. I'm not equipped to go up there. So, you know, there's some people very bitter when I popped on a quiet chat when I went over to Uni Tonika's chat. Now, why did I go over there? Because, number one, Uni Tonika has always been very kind to me. Stopped by my chat, said hi. I enjoy listening to your streams, Rosie, and I just came by to give you a thumbs up, give you a hug, tell you I enjoyed it. And I thought last night, quiet chat, not a lot of people were in there. Low key, having a good time. Only about 20, 25 people. And then, you know, we're having a good time laughing. I don't know what the gist of, I don't even hardly know what, you know, and then Holly and Dead came on, and I was just watching a little bit of the back and forth between Uni Tonika and Holly. And, you know, I like both of them, right? So it makes it exceedingly difficult. And then my phone starts blowing up. Hey, you know, you got some kind of guts to be over there. You know who is in that room. I'm not going to mention any names. But there is a price of being a drama-free agent around here. And we all know what that price is. And it's very hard. Yeah, Bash Fest. It's just, it's not good for the soul. It's not good for my soul because I can't add anything to it. I don't have, yeah, I've been dragged. I mean, I've been sullied. Family's been fucked with from Kingdom Come, work, all types of stuff. Luckily, that's, for me, that's behind me. I mean, nobody's going to be surprised what a fuckwit I am when pictures are sent and videos. And I mean, it's like you're taking coals to Newcastle. But I feel sorry for the people that are torn up fresh on that kind of stuff. But it's not something that's fun. For years, Brockovich, for years. How you doing, honey? Nice to see you. It's all cool. I've been there, done that. But I'm just saying, yeah, I mean, you'll always be, people will always, red team, blue team, and all you want to do is have fun. So all of a sudden, Uni Tonika's chat blows up from 25 to 100 people. So you just kind of hit the exit door, and you know, and then that, you don't want that chat to turn into a, you know, the negative chat. So it just, well, it is, Sean. It's what I call the low-hanging fruit. So some people were very offended where I was, but in actuality, I went on both panels for a bit. Don't say anything negative about anybody. But I don't see YouTube that way in terms of a red team and a blue team. I see it in terms of if I'm having fun, then I'll be here. But you won't find me on panels where the topic is a basharama or people are getting nailed, because I like to have a one-on-one relationship with somebody. One-on-one relationship. Thank you, Alpha Wolf. That's it, Jeff. I could learn a lot from you. So I'm not really on a team, but I do concentrate on individual relationships with people to make them the best that I can be. So I have people, well, when are you going to put this video out on this person? When are you going to step up to the plate? You must have some feelings on this person seeing the stuff that's been done in the back and forth. I really don't. A smart person kind of says, as long as it's not being done to me, whatever you all do, it's on you. So to use as an example, when my phone is blowing up, and I don't mind putting the, yeah, nice banana out there, you know, because I'm on a co-chatting with Lindy on a chat. Oh boy. That was pretty painful, you know. Not chatting, I had a good time, but I'm saying the aftermath. So it's like if I have a good relationship with somebody, I cannot just pick up a stick and start bashing because I'm on a red team or a blue team. How, you know, I like a lot of the principles that are involved. And one of the smart things, if you don't have a dog in the fight, don't put one in there. Yeah, Ginger says, it seems like YouTube is the only place you're not allowed to measure people by their own merits or lack. Yeah, it's what I call the red team, blue team phenomenon. It can be very uncomfortable. And it's one of the reasons that I really have enjoyed being sort of more doing solo things and staying away from panel chats. Small panel chats are great. But honestly, stuff was so off the chain last night. It was so off the hook. You know, I just fuck it. I'm going to bed, and I'm kind of glad that I did. Yeah, I mean, Vegas fiction. That's beautiful. I like what you just said, and I'm all over the place too, Rosie. We can be the green team. You know what? I love that. Vegas fiction. You and I were charter members of the green team and Jeff T. Rowe. We're neither the red team nor the blue team. Yeah, I just finished my tax shit too, Robert. We're neither the red team nor the blue team. We are the green team. Nice to see you, Robert. Yeah, more like, that's cool. I like that even better. More like purple team, since red and blue mixes purple. So that's kind of the way I feel about that. So if I disappointed anybody, it was not my intent. Some people were a few were very triggered. I'm not welcome onto some other chats now. I understand that. That was made crystal clear to me last night that I'm not going to give those chats the attention. But unfortunately, it was made quite clear to me that there's certain chats that I'm no longer persona non grata because I'm not enough of a team player. That's good. Sean's like, I've given up on being disappointed in you, Rosie. So that's the reality of being a drama-free agent. Yeah, just shy away from it. Yeah, it is kind of sad. It is kind of sad, Brockovich, but at the end of the day, it's a good thing. Because I've said it on YouTube before, and I'll say it again. The way things are configured today is not the way things will be come December 31st. I can guarantee you that. Half the people on the red team will be on the blue team. Half the people on the blue team will be on the red team. The smartest people will be the purple team. It's out there just to have fun. Not many of us can add anything to stuff that's gone, mainly because our big events, our big doxing out, our big pain and misery with haters was 2015. Yeah, revisited to a big way in 2019. But it is what it is. Thank you, Bev. So I like that. I like that, Vegas fiction. Smartest will take the summer off. Well, it might not be a bad thing because summers can be horrendous here. Summers can be horrendous. Yeah, how about the crystal clear invisible team? Remind me, I got your magnet to send out to you, Otome. And I will give you guys a... no, Robert, we're not playing a game. We're just dealing with the aftermath of last night because I was on a side chat with somebody that's like on the outs with the usual people I hang with. And I mean, I'm not dishing dirt. I'm not being negative about anybody on here. I'm just there to have fun. I was there to support Uni Tonika because she'd come into my chat before. and been very kind to me. And as a result, I looked at it because the chat was very small when I first entered it. 20, 25 people, good small little chat, good chance to just say, hey, I'm here to support you, and say, hey, I'm going to give you a hug, stopping by. I don't know anything that happened before about the previous mashups and problems with other people, because I really don't know. But just to say hi. How you doing, cute kitty? Well, that's it, Andrea. I suspect we'll always be friends. You and I, like that, right down the way. So, yeah, some stuff you just got to steer clear of. Yeah, I talked about that, Hal, at the beginning in my memories of going through Notre Dame Cathedral in 1974. Show you how old I am, before many of you were even born. Hey, craft beer pours. And my memories of touring through and the epic scale of that cathedral. And I'm glad I have those memories of what it was. So thank you, Light Switch. So I ask everybody, just take it easy. You know, if you think that I'm going to go onto a chat, and because somebody shows up that maybe other people don't like in another chat, that I'm just going to hit the eject button or just pick up a rock and throw it, it's not going to happen. Once you get to know people, you just accept the repetitive behavior and just plan for it, good or bad. Yeah, it was a sad morning today. It was sad last night. You know, because what is your intention when you go into Tanika's chat? Your intention is to be positive, to be uplifting. And then as you're there, you see the temperature start to rise, and, you know, the number of people starts to, and as a person usually has 20, 25 people, and all of a sudden the chat gets, you know, 60, 70, 80, 90 on, you know what's going on. Hey, Colleen, how you doing, sweetie? Let's see. Lee says, Rosie, you have to ask yourself, with all these people, did they actually follow you around on the internet? Who can live like? Well, they just, I don't know. I'm just saying, but I had no less than 7 communications from last night and today. I mean, there's 2 chats that I'm not welcome on anymore. You know, because the failure to identify who's a good person and who's not, despite not knowing anything about. I don't know jack shit about the history. You know, I mean, if a chat's fun, I go to it generally. If it's not because I'm, you know, choosing team side. Yeah, it's just a matter if you just want to deal with it. Hey, Afta, how are you? Dancing here again here in a minute with a friend. That's wonderful. Nice to see you, Afta. So that's the life of a free agent. Also have people, why don't you do more of the panel chats and all that? Well, you know, I feel like I've been under a rock the last few days. I don't know, why is that, Colleen? But anyway, that's why I don't do as many panel chats. And just more solo time events, so that people can just enjoy that. Like tonight, I'm just going to have a troll-a-rom and people can come on. Yeah, you too, Otame. Okay, got to go. Okay, take care, Jeff. Hope you, big hugs to you and your family. Give Trent a high five for me. Okay. You know, that's kind of the way I go around these days, because I just don't. I want to keep a lower profile on other sites. I'm glad she's doing okay, Marshall. Give your mom a big hug. I thought she looked real good in the picture that you posted. on your community page. I'm really proud that you went up there and spending some time with her. And I hope you'll see her on the regular up there. I think tonight or tomorrow I'm going to go live showing off. That'd be cool. How you doing, Anna? Smiling. Yeah, it's been kind of rough, even though I haven't even been on panel. I mean, it's kind of a kind of a rough. Yeah, I decided to pay at the ATM last night, and all hell broke loose. It seemed, but feeding off for the last week. It seemed. Yeah, yeah, I don't know, Oda May. I cannot be a part of that stuff. Yeah, Mr. Z got off okay. Yeah. Did you get my text back, Robert? Thank you, Bev. I literally cannot be a part of that. Love you too, and I cannot be a part of that drama sphere anymore, particularly since my life and my travels are going to be deviating so far off of that now with my own. You can imagine how out of touch you'll be from the drama, but then you'll pick up a whole load of new people that just are there for travels and adventures and chooches and live streams, and they're not going to give a fig about drama and all that. So let's see. You do you, and I will watch. Well, that sounded creepy. That's cool, JL Amber. Glad to see you. Hey, Mallory. So being out of the loop has a little bit of a price to it. Yeah, I don't think many people have a pink kitchen table. That's for sure. Yeah, we were talking about, I'm trying to figure out stuff for Las Vegas, Mallory, you know, in terms of what's going on down there. Yeah. You know, in terms of what, you know, what people's expectations are going to be in the streaming house. I don't know why. I guess having a big house is good. Yeah, keep your head down in charge, but also having a block of rooms at a hotel is good too. I think that's a lot of fun. You know, that's something that I really enjoy, hanging out with people. Yeah, there's landmines everywhere. We've certainly seen a few. We've certainly seen a few, right, Anna? We have certainly seen a few. Yeah, you get your own rooms. The expense is low. I mean, I don't know everybody's budget and stuff like that, but goodness gracious. You know me, I'm wheeling and dealing on room. So I'm kind of trying to decide whether to, you know, yeah, glad to see that, Vegas Vixen. Vegas Vixen's opening her boudoir photography studio, so. Yeah, thank you, Joe Smith. Yeah, Kim said, yes, I realize what you're saying. I'm just starting out my YouTube. I didn't even know how to go on panel. I do like to go to a lot of channels, summer drama, summer adventures, but it doesn't mean, yeah. To me, you gotta, it's very hard to do that. It's very hard, but people will respect you if you just stand your ground. I think that's my best advice is to people. If you end up on the red team, make sure you're able to, don't burn your bridge to the blue team and vice versa, because it happens all the time here. What, you know, look at the panel configurations of way back in the beginning of 2018 and look in today. I did a video, I did a live stream a couple months ago by showing a still shot of the people that were on that panel, and not one of them is on that panel today. How wildly things change on here. And then be prepared that you may not be welcome to some chats because you really don't bring anything to the table. That's for sure. You've been staying quiet and just listening. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's a chess game because what's the payoff at the end of it, Anna? What's the payoff? You end up with stuff that people aren't going to care about in 1 week's time. Nobody will ever go back and listen to it again because it lacks total context in time forward. So what do you have? And then worse than that, you got to keep bringing that stuff in the future. That low-hanging fruit. So, yeah, we got Las Vegas. It is here and there. Yeah. Sorry you're not feeling well, Oda May. So now you guys can understand the conundrum of Las Vegas and that kind of thing. So what I'll probably end up doing is just hanging out there some and hanging out. And I want to make sure I focus on Missy Jenn because, as Sean the Brit said, who knows how much time we have together. So that's a top priority. Yeah, I'm sorry you're under the weather, Oda. Allergies, cold. Yeah, I got the allergies. I got that crap. So I hate that. Yeah, it is, Andrea. It is. That's why I say one of the hardest things to do is also one of the best things you can do, and keep away from that stuff. Go on panels when it's fun, and then just the avoidance. I told you, Cornell's a nice guy. He is. Yeah, I'm having that too, Robert. I'm on my. I have to start my spray in another couple weeks. My Nasonex plus my pills. Yeah, snow in Chicago. Yeah, we had one good sunny day. I got a lot of sun yesterday. Obviously, a lot of people saw that video, and I'm waiting. Tomorrow should be another sunny day. I may go out boondocking. Let me see what the weather is going to be like. That's always fun to do a remote broadcast from the road. Let's see. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is your honor and pleasure. Let's see. Orioles 8, Red Sox 1. Woo, woohoo. Let's see. Santa Rosa weather. Yeah, it should be 67 and 44. It's going to go up to 74 on Sunday. Beautiful weather. Look at this, guys. As far as the eye. Sun, 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 sun. Is that not awesome? Goodbye, rainy season. I'm so happy. And then Sunday, I'm taking off Monday for Easter Monday because Sunday I'm going to be Space Girl paneling, drinking, and kicking it out. Welcome back to some drinking. That's right, Afta. And I think that you're definitely a role model for that. Don't compromise your morals and ethics. It's an easy trap to fall into. It seems, yeah. You seem to be one that's perfect on the purple team. Afta. Yeah, that's good. I love the sun. Obviously, you know I do. You know I do. So I will be out. Whether we might have a sprinkle, I don't know. I haven't been on a chooch in the hood for a long time. It's nice to go out there and see what's new, what's not. So I think I'll go ahead and close this down. That's great. Happy meal. I will drink with you on Sunday. Awesome. Can't wait. That'll be adult content. Good time. So I'm going to go ahead and close out now. Thank you guys for being on today. And spare a thought for those people in Paris having to deal with the horror of one of their great national architectural monuments being basically destroyed today. So, all right. See you guys around. I'll see you on the afternoon shoots.